The global entertainment world is buzzing once again with a piece of news that has left millions of fans around the world holding their breath. Lalisa Manobal, the young woman born in Buram, Thailand, known to the world simply as Lisa, is reportedly in serious discussions with HBO to star in a brand new premium series slated to begin airing in late 2026. This is not a rumor that appeared out of thin air. It was born from a long and winding journey that began roughly 2 years ago, when a K-pop superstar made the bold decision to step far beyond the boundaries of music and attempt something she had never done before, to act in front of a camera for a world-class television production. That story began when Lisa's name was first confirmed as part of the cast of the 3rd season of The White Lotus, the critically acclaimed dramatic anthology series created by Mike White and produced by HBO. The announcement caught many by surprise, including her most devoted fans. Lisa, who had spent years being known as the rapper, singer, and dancer of the globally celebrated K-pop girl group BLACKPINK, suddenly found herself having to face a camera in an entirely different way. Not a stage flooded with thousands of spotlights and the roar of adoring crowds, but a film set with a director's guidance, lines to memorize, and emotions that needed to pour out naturally in every single take. Lisa herself admitted that she cried the moment she found out the role was officially hers, not out of sadness, but from a flood of joy colliding headlong with a wave of nerves she had never quite felt before. The 3rd season of The White Lotus was set in Thailand, Lisa's own homeland. A coincidence that felt less like accident and more like destiny. She played Mook, a young member of staff at the luxurious White Lotus resort situated across the breathtaking landscapes of her own country, from the shores of Koh Samui to the sprawling streets of Bangkok. Mook was no mere supporting character there to fill out the background. She was a figure of warmth and sincerity, yet one who carried layers of feeling that were not always spoken aloud. Across 8 full episodes that aired from February to April 2025, Lisa breathed life into that character in a way that felt genuine and utterly unforced. Critics who had initially questioned whether a pop singer could hold her own in a drama as prestigious as The White Lotus quietly revised their verdicts one by one after watching what Lisa brought to Mook on screen. The public response followed in kind. The series earned 23 Emmy nominations, including a nod in the coveted Outstanding Drama Series category, and Lisa's name began circulating in industry conversations as one of the season's most pleasant surprises. It would not be an exaggeration to say that Lisa's first appearance on the small screen was not simply a polite debut, it was a statement. A statement that the wall between the world of pop music and premium television drama is not nearly as solid as many had long assumed, and that genuine talent, when it is real, has a way of slipping through that wall with an elegance that disarms even the most skeptical observers. After the 3rd season of The White Lotus wrapped its run, Lisa did not slow down. She signed with WME, one of the largest and most influential talent agencies in Hollywood. That move was far more than an administrative formality. It was a signal to the entire industry that Lisa was serious about building an acting career for the long term, backed by the kind of network and access that only a handful of artists in the world can count on. WME is home to some of the most recognizable names in global entertainment, and Lisa's entry into that ecosystem automatically opened doors that might previously have appeared locked or invisible altogether. Now, in the middle of 2026, word circulating through the corridors of the international entertainment industry suggests that Lisa is actively exploring a new series project with HBO, the very platform that gave her her first break 2 years ago. Unlike the warmth and gentleness of Mook, the character currently under discussion is said to be considerably more complex. The new series is reportedly a psychological thriller set against the backdrop of Southeast Asia, a region that in recent years has drawn increasing interest from Hollywood producers as a storytelling space rich with texture, history, and narratives that Western screens have only barely begun to explore. Lisa, with her identity as a Thai woman who grew up between 2 cultures, Thailand and South Korea, before eventually navigating the currents of a fully global stage, is seen as precisely the kind of figure who could bring authentic cultural depth to a project of this nature. She is not simply a recognizable face. She is a woman whose very life has been a meeting point of different worlds. And it is exactly that quality, according to those familiar with the early conversations that drew the creators of this potential series to seek her out in the first place. In an imagined interview that nonetheless reflects the spirit and direction she has consistently shown throughout her career, Lisa once spoke of something that feels deeply true to the journey she has been on. That once you have felt what it is to act, something keeps pulling you back. That she wants to prove that what happened on The White Lotus was not beginner's luck, not a one-time experiment, but the beginning of a chapter she intends to pursue with genuine commitment and seriousness. That spirit, it seems, is precisely what the industry has been reading in her. Not just a guest star passing through, but someone who has arrived with every intention of staying. On a broader level, Lisa's emergence as a credible acting force cannot be separated from a much larger conversation that has been unfolding in Hollywood for years. The question of whether K-pop stars could truly break into Western entertainment, not just as musicians, but as actors carrying full dramatic weight on a premium platform, has long hovered without a truly satisfying answer. Some had tried, some had succeeded in limited ways, but rarely had it been done on a platform like HBO, in a series like The White Lotus, in a way that made the industry nod with genuine respect rather than polite acknowledgement. Lisa changed that narrative. She did not simply prove that the transition was possible, she did it in a manner that left almost no room for argument. That success has also carried consequences far beyond her own career trajectory. When the third season of The White Lotus set its story in Thailand and featured not only Lisa but a number of talented Thai actors alongside her, the series contributed to a larger and increasingly urgent conversation about how Asia and Asian people are portrayed on premium global screens. Not as exotic backdrops existing purely for aesthetic effect, but as a space populated by full human beings with stories, depth, and an inner life that deserves to be seen. Lisa, whether she sought the role or not, became part of that important conversation, and she carried it in a way that never felt like a burden she had been handed, but something she wore with quiet, natural grace. Now, with this new HBO project hovering as an increasingly real possibility, many are wondering what version of Lisa will appear on screen this time around. If Mook was an introduction, warm, bright-eyed, and genuinely kind, then the character she is said to be considering next is something altogether different. Something that will ask her to go to darker emotional places, to operate within a tension that is unlike anything she has navigated before, whether on stage or on set. It is the kind of role that, if she takes it, will tell the world something definitive about the kind of actress she intends to become. For the millions of Blinks around the world, including the enormous and passionate fanbase spread across Indonesia and the rest of Southeast Asia, this news has become the subject of endless excitement and anticipation. Those who have followed Lisa's journey from her earliest days as a trainee fighting for her place in a notoriously demanding industry in Seoul, who have watched her grow into one of the most influential artists on the planet, are now being invited to witness yet another chapter that even the most imaginative among them might not have dared to picture. Lisa as a lead in an HBO series. Lisa as an acting force acknowledged by the most competitive industry in the world. Of course, until there is an official confirmation from Lisa's camp or from HBO itself, all of this remains within the territory of speculation and hope. The entertainment industry is a world full of negotiations that can shift direction at any moment, projects that collapse before they ever take shape, and plans that transform beyond recognition before, or sometimes never, reaching the screen. But what cannot be denied is that the foundation has already been laid. Lisa has already proven herself. Hollywood has already seen what she can do. And HBO, the platform that gave Lisa her very first opportunity, does not appear to be finished with the story they began together with that young woman from Buram. Perhaps what is most striking about all of it is the quiet steadiness with which Lisa has moved through this entire journey. In the middle of an industry that never stops making noise, surrounded by the expectations of millions, under the constant pressure to always be extraordinary, she has continued to move forward at her own pace, one deliberate step at a time. And perhaps that is what sets her apart most clearly from the many others who have attempted the same crossing. Not just talent, not just a famous face, not just a well-known name, but the calm certainty of a woman who knows exactly where she is headed and who sees no reason to arrive anywhere before